Hello everybody, it's Uncle Matt and I'm here to read you another bedtime story. And tonight's bedtime story is from a collection of stories called Madeline in America and other holiday tales by Ludwig Bemelmans and John Bemelmans Marciano. It's a pretty thick book. So we'll be reading these stories during the next couple of days. The first story that I'm going to read to you is called Madeline in America. And Madeline in America was copyright in 1955. I'm just going to read the preface a bit here. The opening story of this collection, Madeline in America, began life as Madeline's Christmas in Texas. During a trip through Texas in the early 1950s, when John Bemelmans Marciano's grandfather, the original author of Madeline, Ludwig, befriended Stanley Marcus of Neiman Marcus, the department store people. Also on that trip, he went to the legendary King Ranch, the size of which exceeds that of some states. My grandfather came up with the idea of Madeline spending a Christmas in Texas. He wrote and made sketches for a full-length book. He published it in a small booklet and given it out to Neiman Marcus, to their shoppers. But the idea was abandoned in favor of a different Christmas idea, which unfortunately never fully realized. In keeping with the feel of other Madeline books, I traveled to Texas and painted the sites that now serve as a background. Yeah. Madeline in America. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines, including Mademoiselle Madeline Fogg and Genevieve, her beloved dog. 2 days before Christmas at 9:30, a cable came for Madeline. Her great-grandpapa, in bad health, had left her all his earthly wealth. To Dallas, Madeline would be sent for the reading of the last will and testament. Madeline was sad at the news of her great-granddad. The little girls cried boo-hoo, and Miss Clavell said, "We'll all go with you." On 2 straight lines, they boarded a plane because Texas is too far to go by train. Through the air, they flew like a rocket and were met in Dallas by the lawyer Crockett. "Merry Christmas and howdy, ma'am. The name is Crockett, but call me Sam." "Welcome to Texas. My car's outside. I'll get you some duds." "And we'll go for a ride. From here on, everything you see, Miss Mademoiselle, is your property." "This is the mine. It's dark and cold, but these nuggets here are solid gold. Now, let's get back in the saddle and take a look at some cattle. These creatures on the hoof seem patient and aloof, but even the most docile breed without warning may Yeehaw! Stampede! And that helps you to work at a right, good, healthy Texas appetite. This is our cook. His name is Willie. He turns out a tasty bowl of chili. Here's what I call a purty sight. Is that an oil field? Yes, ma'am. That's right. Yippee-yay! We've just in time to usher in a 1,000,000-barrel gusher. Kind sir, the going's a bit rough. My little girls have had enough. But you have seen nothing. There's one more thing. I'll take you to the door of the world's greatest store. Miss Madeline, are you aware that of this store you own a share? But now the girls were really dead. It was time to put each other one to bed. Crockett drove to the hotel. Good night, little girls. I hope you sleep well. But suddenly Miss Clavel said, oh dear, somewhere along the line we've lost our little Madeline. In Texas, when anyone's in danger, you call upon the Texas Ranger. Just give me the facts, ma'am. I'll do all I can. Yes, ma'am. We're looking everywhere, by land, by sea, and in the air. Miss Clavel said, oh dear, I fear we'll never find her up from here. But look, Genevieve is pointing below. Maybe that is the way to go. And so they park on the roof in the dark and explore the store from floor to floor. Suddenly, things were getting hot. Madeline was lying on a cot in a section of the store whereabouts was an exhibition of the Girl Scouts. Somebody must have locked the door when Madeline was still in the store. That closes the case for us, Miss Clavel. I'll haul you back to your hotel. The copter left, its tail lights were red, and Madeline was finally put to bed. Good morning and Merry Christmas to you. You are not dreaming at all. This is true. We've brought some dresses from the store for you and your friends, and what is more, here are the delivery boys with lots of wonderful dolls and toys. Enjoy all while it's here. Christmas comes but once a year. Oh boy, oh joy, this is just fine. This is the life, said Madeline, and there'll be no more school. That is the best part, for who is rich is already smart. We're spoiling my girls, and I ask you to stop it, said Miss Clavel to the lawyer Crockett. Don't worry, ma'am. If Madeline could just sit still, you'd all hear the wisdom of great-grandpapa's will. It says, all my wealth that I give away goes to Madeline on her 21st birthday. Until then, I think it was well that she go back to school with Miss Clavel. To an old house in Paris that was covered with vines returned 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and went to bed. Good night, dear children. Tomorrow we'll talk more about an oil and gold and the world's greatest store. And now go to sleep, and I hope you sleep well. Good night, dear Miss Clavel. Genevieve barked. The stars shone brightly, and Miss Clavel turned off the light. The end. Well, that's all the time we have for this Uncle Matt's bedtime story. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.